Hey guys, it's me, Kate again. So, yeah, this week will be full of videos. So, just because I want to film everything, because I do have something planned for next week, which might not end up happening, considering that I needed to film that video in August. Now is October. Actually today is the 1st of October, so that's saying something. So this will be my September wrap-up. So in month of September I read 6 books and complete my TBR for BookopolAthon that I participated in this whole month. So and at one point I was thinking that I will be starting something else, but that did not end up happening. Oh damn it. Okay, I forgot to add one book on something else, but so let's begin. So the first book that I read is Ramayana. I always confuse the title with, so this is a short and modern prose version of this Indian epic by R.K. Narayan. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm not Indian, as you can see. So this is an Indian epic which tells a story about Rama. I'm pretty sure that's him and this his wife. I'm not sure. This only says these are Rama and Sita Hindu gods, and on the back. No, so this is a story about Rama, who in this story was king of this kingdom, who was exiled and returned 14 years later, I think. I started this in July and finished like this month, around half, maybe less. And it's like short, so without like glossary and everything that comes before, the story itself is this long. So it was 157 pages long, so it's not really long considering it's the prose version. We did read part of it in freshman year of high school, so now that would be a year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't remember at which point did we, I think year and a half, considering that I think that we read Ramayana, parts of Ramayana, Mahabharata, Ede, and some other like those old classics, including Bible, in January of 2019. I'm pretty sure, just because I remember we came back to school and our teacher saying to us that we need to read parts of the, like she gave us 3 parts of the Bible from which we needed to read a story from each. So yeah, let's say year and a half, maybe a little bit more, closer to 2 years now. So I didn't remember like much of that part that we read for school, but I'm glad to say this is now my favorite classic, just because I like it. And talking monkeys are just the plus in this story. Yes, there are talking monkeys in this. That was like what WTF moment. So for next two books I actually have a review for. So I'll link it. I talk about both of these and the first book in this trilogy in that review that I did, so I'll link it. So the next book is The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden, which is a sequel to The Bear and the Nightingale, and also so this is fantasy book including Russian folklore, and it's really fun. As you can see, I annotated it like a hell of a lot. So I'm glad to say that for these two I prefer these covers, but for the first one I prefer American cover more than the one like this one. So in this book we're following Vasya after the events of the first book. I think immediately after, even like after the the point where in the last like part of the first book. So yeah, and we are following her on her way to Moscow. I'm not going to say anything else just because of spoilers. Yeah, she's going to Moscow in this one. This doesn't end up going as planned, of course. So, and then the next book is the oh, I forgot to say, both of these I rated 5 stars. Then we have The Winter of the Witch by Katherine Arden, which is third book in Winter Night trilogy. I also gave this 5 to 5 stars. So this is equal to the Bear and the Nightingale and The Girl in the Tower. In this one we are following our protagonist Vasya even more into the story, and basically I think this is my least favorite of the trilogy. Even though I gave it 5 to 5 stars, I think this is my least favorite, and this is my most favorite, which is actually expected, considering that usually the second book in a series, doesn't matter if it's just a trilogy, duology, or anything else, second book is almost always one of my favorites. I think rarely the second book is my least favorite of the 3. Like, there is one trilogy where I like the first book way better than second and third one, but only because second one, the twist I did not like, that ruined the whole book for me, and the last one broke me, like literally broke me, just because the ending is so sad. I won't mention which trilogy it is, just because the next thing that I'm gonna say, it's spoilery, so I don't want to ruin that series for you if you want to read it. But one of the characters dies in the last one, and basically main character was really close to that character. So basically the main character, after that character's death, starts seeing that character all around the places they are, and basically the ending is the main character, like they made makeshift grave for that character, and basically main character has power of shape-shifting, and main character comes to the grave and basically shapeshifts into a tree and lives, basically that's how the story ends. And it wrecked me first time I read it. When I reread it, I was prepared. It wasn't any like lesson at all, and I'm starting to cry when I remember that. But yeah, as I said, this is probably my least favorite. You know, it was great. Like, I think that this one needs some characters from the previous books that I liked. And now, the fourth book that I read, you'll probably see the sequel in the video soon. I don't know how soon, considering that I don't know when I'm gonna film that video, but soon, in the next few weeks, you'll see the sequel. But now it's time to talk about Spellslinger by Sebastien de Castell. This is about this guy over here called Kellan, who is just about to take his mage's trial, and his magic starts disappearing, and basically it's like whole chaos. And basically the first thing you have here on the blurb is magic is a con game, and basically, as you can see, he tries to cheat his way out of the said trial. And like this guy over here, it's most sassy squirrel cat I ever saw. Like, let's see. Basically, without context, I'm gonna read you just one quote. The main character asks, you can smell arrogance, and this guy over here just says, you can't. Like, yeah. My dad even started laughing when I told you some of the squirrel cat's quotes. And I said some quotes, like, I'll try to find another one. At one point, the main character started crying, and Squirrel Cat said this: "Hey kid, you're leaking again." Of course, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars just because this guy over here is so fun that even though the rest of the book could be terrible, I'll still give it 5 stars for making me laugh so hard. Basically, as you can see how much yellow is there. Yellow is funny, like there's a lot of yellow here. So, the next book that I read, and also second the last one, is Obsidio by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. This is their book in the Illumina Files trilogy. Again, I think this is like not my favorite. The Gemini is, of course, the second book is my favorite. Who's surprised? I'm obviously not, considering how much time how much time I spent, like, second book being my favorite. I'm sorry if that didn't make sense at all. I'm sorry. So in this particular book we are following Asha Grant, who is a cousin of Kelly Grant from the first one, and her trying to survive, and we are seeing the end of the everything culminating in this book. And also we have Reese in this book, who is Asha's ex-boyfriend who works for Biotech. So that was interesting. Gave it 5 to 5 stars. And the last book, the only non-5-star book in this wrap-up piece, Morte Do Artur by Sir Thomas Malroy. This is basically a collection of the story, a collection of Arthurian legends. So, story of King Arthur and adventures of the Knights of the Round Table. So, of course, the only reason why this isn't 5 stars is because, like, I didn't care for some of these, like, stories and characters, so there was no point in giving it 5 stars if I did not like the characters or the stories. Like, and this is long book. This like, this almost 600 pages long, so yeah. Yeah, that's it for this wrap-up, which is surprisingly short, considering I thought I would have more to say, considering that I finished this only yesterday, but yeah, I don't. I would probably need to go and watch Kill la Kill, considering I tried to finish it today, but who knows? Maybe tomorrow, maybe, we'll see. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.